Hey, Mike here from Cinemassacre. Since the new Mario Kart 8 was just recently released, I wanted to quickly give my thoughts about the game. I've been a fan of Mario Kart since the original Super Nintendo version. It's actually one of my favorite games of all time, so I'm always happy to see a new addition to the franchise. This version of the game, Mario Kart 8, I'm happy to say, is one of the most well-designed in the whole series. The graphics, the controls, the music, and the level design are all first-rate. It's safe to say this is one of the best, if not the best game for the Wii U. All the racing elements are done perfectly, and it has the right degree of challenge. As is, this game is definitely worth owning, and it'll most likely be the reason to purchase a Wii U console. That said, this game does have a few minor problems that I'd like to point out, mostly because if they just addressed these little issues, it could be a perfect game. My first complaints are really minor nitpick and not a big deal, but it's slightly irritating, and it seems like it'd be a simple fix. Every time you finish a race, a set of options appear on the screen. You'd think that the first button to choose would be go to the next race, but instead the first button is view highlight reel. I'm glad that they have the option to do that, but that should have been the second choice, not the first. When you're really into the game, you just want to move on to the next course because it's so much fun to play. When the races end, you're impatiently tapping the A button to start the next race, and because of this, you'll mistakenly select the highlight reel option when you just want to go to the next course. It'd be nice if they just release an update and swap the position of that option. Again, not a big deal, but it'd be nice. Anyhow, let's get to my main issue with the game, and that's the battle mode. Now, of course, the racing is the main aspect of Mario Kart, without any doubt. But it's a Mario Kart tradition to be able to battle your friends in a multiplayer, shell-tossing brawl. And sadly, they completely fucked it up this time around. In Mario Kart 8, they decided to have the battles take place on normal racing courses as opposed to battle arenas. This completely destroys the core gameplay that made battle mode so much fun. There's not even a radar to locate your opponent. 90% of the time, you're just trying to find the other person. What fun is that? You want to be fighting. Having it like this is barely any different than the regular races. The battle mode in the old games, like on Super Nintendo and N64, were done correctly. There, you fought in a small arena where you tracked the other player with the radar. The arenas were boxed off so that you could easily hunt down your opponent without searching around too much. And it was so much fun. Why would they make such an awful change with this one? Now, I've heard some rumors that Nintendo may release battle arenas as downloadable content, but so far, I've heard nothing official. Are they really going to leave it this way? If so, that's really a shame, because this could possibly be the best Mario Kart game ever if they just set battle mode in arenas as it was meant to be. So here's what I'd like to see. Mario Kart 8 uses a lot of classic racetracks from the older games, right? They should incorporate that idea into the battle mode. Give us the exact same battle arenas from the Super Nintendo and N64 games, for example, with updated graphics. That way, there's no way to screw it up. Anyway, aside from that issue, it's still an amazing game. Some of the aspects that I really like are driving on walls, being able to play the revamped retro stages in HD, the variety in the level design, like traveling over land, sea, and through the air, stealing the speed boost mushrooms while passing by another player, the wide selection of unlockable carts, the weapon that lets you have 8 items at once, and how Lakitu saves you from pits faster than before. There's a lot to love about this latest version of Mario Kart, and if you haven't played it, you really should. I just sincerely hope that they address the battle mode issue.